Hi, so I just got out of the shower. Short hair is something I really enjoy. It's so much less effort. Anyway, hi again. I don't have any footage from the last week, because I've been feeling pretty bad. That sums it up. It's like, for those of you who have migraines, you know, like the day or two before you get the headache part, where you just feel like, something is up, something is coming. It's been like that, and for me, my migraines are usually triggered by light, noise, activity, unfortunately. And at this stage, it's like, I know that if I don't do anything, it'll probably pass and be fine. But if I were to go out in like direct sunlight or be in a public place, I would have a massive headache for 3 days or so. So I'm just existing. I was sat here just knitting, staring at the wall essentially, and figured, okay, I can knit and talk instead of staring at the wall. Maybe that's a bit more productive, even though it's not amazing content. It's one of those days where I feel like I have nothing to say that people would be interested in listening to. But who am I to tell people what's interesting, or I don't know what you like? Okay, I will start with the yarn. I have this one, the pastel print baby cotton, and I really, really, really like this color, but this is maybe the 4th project I've started with it, and everything I've started, it's like, I like the color, but I don't like how it works up. So this was a just basic crochet shell stitch, and I like the colors of the yarn, but I kind of hate this. I don't really have any reason, I don't like this. This is not something I want to spend. I would not be proud to finish this and be like, wow, look what I made. No. And I know that if I tried to power through and finish it, it wouldn't make it any better. I wouldn't feel any better about it. And especially with this thin yarn, it will take forever to make anything, and that would be time I would never get back, and such a waste to both use the yarn and the time on something I don't like. It might just be me, it might be other people out there looking at this and being like, wow, nice, I want this. Okay. I think it would probably work with maybe a granny stitch or a corner to corner type thing, where because the color changes are quite small, I think, and it looks like it's enough to make maybe 1 or 2 clusters of something, and that could be interesting, but those are not stitches I am comfortable with at this time. And so I ended up, this is still a trial stage. Is this the right side? Yes. But I like this a lot better. I think it showcases the colors in a much nicer way, and it's also super soft and flexible, which hopefully this will be a baby blanket size, and soft is nice for that, in my personal opinion. Is this, I have no idea. I want to say a basket weave type of stitch. It might not be that visible with this angle, but it's just so far I don't hate it, at least, which is progress. So I guess this will be a little what I've done lately, what I plan to do in the near future. Yesterday I made, oh wow, this color is not what it looks on camera. You see the hearts? So I played around with pattern. I've only seen heart patterns like this way, not this way. Wow, words. But I personally don't like the look of like that way type shawls. It's my opinion. It might be the wrong opinion, but it's my opinion. So I played around with, double crochet heart, and I kind of want to make a shawl out of it, but I didn't want to spend that many hours on something that might look ugly and I would have to just undo it all. So I made this little bandana size thing, and I don't have hair, so on me there's like no point in this, but I have relatives with long hair that could get it for a birthday or Christmas or whatever. It's big compared to others I've seen, but I felt like with just one repeat of the heart pattern, it would be weird. I don't know. But it doesn't, my brain. It doesn't fall off. That was stupid. It does the job. And I like the pattern so far. Yeah. We'll see what happens. Side note, supporting small businesses. This clothing brand is located in Minnesota, and they are super nice people, and I love their designs. One of the reasons I switched to knitting today for the blanket is that the last week I've pretty much been constantly crocheting, and the side of my thumb here, like this part, is just all numb. Like the pre-blister stage, that kind of numb. And I'm a little worried that if I continued crocheting, it would be a full-on blister situation. And so I had to switch, because this is what I just finished, but I will start with the one before that, which is not sewn together yet. I will showcase these better next week when I plan to release what I made this month video. But this is a vest in a wool blend with reflective string in between. This lighting doesn't really reflect it, so yeah, but it's there. So the thing is, the bottom of this is a slip stitch ribbing, and I hated every step of this thing. Every single stitch was filled with frustration and anger and regret, but it's so pretty. This ribbing probably took me as long as like the entire rest of the vest. Yeah. I want to say I will never do this again, but also I know myself enough to know that that's not true. In a couple of months I will have forgotten how awful this process was, and I will do it again and still hate it. But it's pretty. I like the amount of stretch it has, and I will cherish this vest and wear it and remember all the hours of pain that went into it. But that definitely did not better any finger pain sitting there like angry crocheting. That's not to be recommended. And then the second I was done with this, I started this one. Again, stupid, I know. But these colors look amazing in the natural lighting. Even though it's not sunlight, it's overcast, this is nice. I need to block this because the sides are, well, the corners are longer than the sides here, and blocking should fix it. Like, they're not actually longer, but when you put it out in square, it's like, it should help to block it. But this is a free pattern from Hobby's website called the Deluxe Baby Blanket. It's made with their one weight Sultan Deluxe. I used one cake for this, and I measured it to be about 72 by 72 centimeters. That is, let me get my measuring tape to translate. 28 by 28 inches ish. So it's quite big. It took me most of the week. I didn't work on it at all for 2 of the days, but it was 8 days. Well, I started it, and on the 8th day I finished it. So it took a week minus 2 days. And the reason it took so long is because I'm not comfortable with, I don't feel the stitches yet like I can do with knitting. I can mostly just not look at it. But here I went over, every time I finished one of the shell parts, I had to go back and count for every single one, because I don't trust my counting. I don't trust my ability to count these by just looking at them. So that took, it probably would have taken half the time if I was more confident in myself in working this stitch. But it was my first one of this. Maybe next time it'll be faster. Maybe I will never make it again. It's likely. So today is the 28th. As I said, I plan to release what I made this month video on hopefully the 1st or 2nd of the month. I still have the pile of stuff that's technically done, but the ends are not weaved in yet. And I kind of want to spend some time in actually finishing those so that I can include them for real finished in the March summary video. I think that's a good way to spend the next couple of days, because after the last 3 big projects I did, I had that moment of just, I have no idea what to start next. And I have a lot of projects that I want to do, but it's like when you finish a long book series and you've been so invested in the story and the process of it all that when you finish, you're just empty inside and you're not ready to commit to something else quite yet. I think I'm kind of the same with crafting. Like, when I finished a big project, I need a little break before the next big project, because I'm not ready to commit to something, if that makes sense. I don't even know. My brain is mush right now. But yeah, that's where I've been the past couple of weeks. Just, I have so much I want to do and so much I plan to do, but it's rough to take the step and start doing it. And also I need to actually look at what items I can realistically sell. That's my goal of this whole thing, to get sales. And with the pricing I can actually take for, say, that baby blanket, the yarn was $20 and I spent a week making it. It's not big, and I will never get back even a third of the time spent on it. It's just not feasible. I don't want to say it's not worth my time, but if you compare what I can get for it and compared to the time it actually takes to make, that is just not a good item if the goal is selling. Sure, it's more than nothing, but still, if I focus more on hats, headbands, scrunchies, like little items that people have maybe a lower threshold for paying for, and maybe even buy more than one item because they are cheaper. It's not such an investment. and at the same time those are items that I can make faster and the profit margins are better if you include the time spent making it. I don't know. It's a lot to consider, and I need to, yeah. I want to put together maybe a spreadsheet or something and try to time myself with some of the items I like making that I'm comfortable are, good. And I also want to do or test new things. But yeah, it's a little hard to figure out what's actually worth my time making to sell, and also of course what people will actually be interested in purchasing. And I don't know the markets in this country yet. I'm a member of some Facebook groups for like selling handmade items of all kinds, and it's mostly just big things like sweaters that people are trying to sell. And then, I don't know if that's because that's the only thing people are interested in buying, or just because that's what people are selling and other crafters see people selling that and then they think, okay, I can sell this, and then everyone just jumps on the same thing and don't try anything else. It's hard to say, but I don't want to make big items. I know that. I enjoy making big items. I love making sweaters for myself. I have this massive scrap acrylic blanket I made over a summer. I enjoy making big items, but the amount of time it takes, I don't think it would be profitable. Well, it wouldn't be a profitable use of my time in a business perspective. So that's kind of where my thoughts are at right now. I still make bigger items for gifts and whatnot, but yeah. I've tried to browse a bit to see what people are selling. It's hard to see what people are buying because you don't have those types of statistics available, but I don't really see anyone selling more. I don't know, I wouldn't say youthful things or crazy things like crop tops or bucket hats or scrunchies, in the US, I've seen a lot of people selling those successfully and, well, wearing them. But around here, I can't say I've stayed updated on what the kids are wearing. I don't know what the fashionable teenagers, young adults are running with these days. But I feel like since something like scrunchies is an internet trend type of thing, it will definitely be a thing here as well. And I see the stores, like just clothing stores, selling mass-produced just fabric scrunchies for $5. And that is insane to me. And if they are selling them, then that means people have to be buying them. And if people are buying them from the clothing stores, it shouldn't be a problem to actually manage to sell them, I think. It's hard. Life. And also today is definitely not the right day to think business. Also, I don't actually have a lisp. It's just this microphone cuts away all my S sounds. It's the one I have. The phone situation is worse because it picks up all of the traffic sounds and everything. I thought you should know. I said I was gonna make this is what I made this month, but I also want to make sock knitting tutorial, perhaps, just for the basic, well, the way I do basic socks. I don't know, maybe someone will be interested in that. Socks are one of the things I've done the most and for the longest, along with sweaters, just bottom-up raglan sweaters. I'm good at that. Not to, but I'm good at that. I also need to get an actual camera at some point. This is my phone camera. It's fine, but my phone gets super hot and it uses up all the storage, and it's so much work to attach my phone to my computer, and my laptop is almost out of storage, and my portable hard drive is like, oh, this file is too big. What is even the point of you then? So that's a lot of work, and it's stupid the way technology is going in some ways. This phone is the Samsung Galaxy S22, which doesn't have it doesn't support an SD card. They're all, oh yeah, the storage is better, which is why you don't need an SD card. But if you buy this bigger, more expensive version, you get an SD card. But I didn't, and yeah. My last phone had an SD card slot, so I have an SD card for a phone. But this one doesn't have the slot. Just little things that kind of annoy me a little bit. Lately I've had this. I feel like my life is, must seem super boring and monotonous, and the day-to-day things are just the same, and why would anyone be interested in knowing what's going on in my life when it's just generally the same things over and over? Don't get me wrong, I myself don't think that my life is boring. I'm perfectly happy with my day-to-day life, what's going on, but I just feel like other people would find it boring because there's not much new and interesting. It's not like I'm going to exotic places or doing trying new stuff. Okay, I mean, I'm making new stuff, but yeah, it's just that feeling, which I guess is part of why I haven't been recording much. I'm hoping everyone has, well, those that celebrate Easter, I hope you're having a nice Easter celebration, whatever that might entail. I don't really celebrate it, but I will be making lamb roast for dinner one of these days. Lamb is such a nice meat, in my opinion. I don't technically have a break from school studies, but there are no mandatory classes this week. I'm still watching recordings of my lectures because exams are coming up way too soon. My finals are in the end of May and beginning of June, I think. And other than that, I have one mandatory appearance thing every Wednesday. Aside from that, I'm mostly just here watching lectures or reading my textbooks or just working on, I study chemistry, so there's a lot of repetitive tasks, working problems, math involved. It doesn't work to just read. And also, I will get back to this in more detail some other time, but I have some still undiagnosed chronic disease, which leads to massive amounts of fatigue and foggy brain memory. So if I attend a lecture, for example, 2-hour lecture, 2 times 45 minutes, I do not function at all for the next 3 days. And because of that, it's better to prioritize. If I stay here, I can get a lot more work done or studying in those days, because I actually function for most of those 3-4 days compared to just 2 times 45 minutes lecture. So that's the situation. And it's kind of, it sucks. My memory used to be amazing. I would barely pay attention in classes and not even open a book and get A's and B's easy. And now I can use actual study techniques and spend hours on the same topic, and it's just gone, blank. There's nothing. So the memory information retention, that's almost worse than the fatigue situation. But docs haven't figured out what the deal is yet, so we'll see. I have a small intestine MRI scheduled next week. I hope they actually find something. They have their suspicions, but the finds so far are not severe enough that they can actually diagnose. They suspect Crohn's disease, which is autoimmune inflammation of the digestive system, which means, you know, your intestines are inflamed in random places for no reason, and that takes a lot of energy for the body to do, which is stupid because there's no reason, and it's just the immune system being all dysfunctional. It's pretty much at this point just a waiting game, because they have found some things that could point to it being that. I mean, there's definitely something wrong, and I don't want to be sick, but at the same time, until it gets worse or they find something that they can, prove, all I can do is wait. So there's nothing they can do unless I get worse and they can actually diagnose. Life, combine that with migraines, and you have a real nice situation. I would not wish this on my worst enemy. Honestly, it's rough, but as long as I'm out of bed, I'm fine, yeah, I'm too restless to just let myself be bedridden, even though I definitely could. Like, even just taking a shower means, okay, I will not be able to leave the house and shop today or make a dinner that requires more than 5 minutes of cooking. So it's been a struggle to reprioritize my life. It's something. It's the next day, and I kind of made these yesterday. If you watched my last video, you may recognize these yarns. This is the cotton yarns I got from the Hobby Lucky Bags. Yeah. Still have a few ends to fix. I might have to venture outside today and grab some more yarn from my storage unit, which is not just for yarn, it is for, we moved from a much larger apartment to this small one, and so we have some stuff in storage still. So it's not raining right now. I might go there to fetch some yarns, maybe. So I ended up not going outside for 2 reasons. 1, it's raining, and 2, headache. So instead I've been sitting here watching Dexter, and this happened. I looked at those 2 colors next to each other and thought it would be cute. Now I can't even find the back of it. I made this one a bit wider, and it still has a lot of stretch, but as a result the brim is also floppier. I think it would be interesting, kind of like a little sun protection, tiny bit. But I don't usually love yellow. I don't wear a lot of yellow, but I like this one. It turned out pretty okay. Thank you for watching. If you did, subscribe if you want to see what's next. I promise I will post the what I made this month video pretty early in April. I hope you have a nice Easter. I know this wasn't much content or exciting, but thank you to anyone who actually watched it. If you made it this far, you are amazing, and I will see you in the next one.